A master thief decided to abandon the world of criminality to start a new life with the woman he loved. "I'm the In-and-Out Bandit, and I want to turn myself in," he declared. However, his dreams were brutally crushed when corrupt FBI agents attacked his beloved, leaving her near death. This tragedy stirred memories of his father's brutal murder, setting him on a relentless mission for historic revenge. The story begins with Tom Dolan, a seasoned professional thief known as the In-and-Out Bandit. Over the past 6 years, Tom had successfully pulled off 8 bank heists across various states, leaving no evidence behind. The authorities had no leads on his identity. Tom regularly visited a storage facility where he kept his stolen cash. The facility's receptionist was Annie Wilkins, a psychology graduate student. As their interactions became more frequent, a connection blossomed, and it became clear that Tom was drawn to her. After a year of dating, Tom proposed they take their relationship to the next level by purchasing a house and moving in together. Annie, having gone through a painful divorce and a difficult relationship, joyfully agreed, still unaware of Tom's hidden life as a notorious thief. Though Tom had a criminal past, he had fallen deeply in love with Annie and was committed to starting a new, honest life with her. To prove his dedication, he made the decision to turn himself in to the FBI. The morning after making this choice, Tom contacted the FBI, confessing his identity as the In-and-Out Bandit, revealing he had stolen over $9 million from 12 banks across 7 states. He spoke with Special Agent Sam Baker, offering to return all the stolen money in exchange for a lighter sentence. Specifically, Tom requested 2 years in a minimum security prison near the city with full visitation rights. His intentions were clear. He wanted to show Annie that he was serious about living a lawful life with her. However, Baker was skeptical of Tom's confession. The FBI had received numerous false claims from people wanting to be the In-and-Out Bandit, so Baker wasn't convinced. He agreed to meet Tom at the Charleston Hotel the following day, but handed the case over to Special Agents John Nivens and Ramon Hall to investigate further. 2 days passed without any follow-up from the FBI, leaving Tom frustrated. He called again and spoke with Agent Sean Myers, who informed him that the case had been assigned to 2 capable agents before abruptly ending the call. Just as Tom hung up, there was a knock on the door. Opening it, he found Agents John Nivens and Ramon Hall ready to hear his confession face to face. Now in custody, Tom was asked by Nivens and Hall to provide more details about his robberies to confirm his identity. Tom explained that he had targeted small-town banks holding funds from the 1950s, pointing out that these banks had adjacent empty buildings that were key to his operations. By using a common wall to access the vault, he left no trace. Tom also revealed that he conducted the heists on Friday evenings, used gelignite to dismantle bolts and nuts, and patched the walls afterward to erase his tracks. Before the agents considered any deal for leniency, they needed to know where the stolen money was hidden. Tom provided the address of the storage unit where he had stashed the cash and even offered to accompany them to the location. However, Agent Ramon refused, taking the key from Tom and instructing him to wait at the hotel. As Nivens and Hall searched for the money, John's outlook shifted. He saw an opportunity for personal gain. Rather than turning the stolen money over as evidence, he suggested to Ramon that they keep it to fund his children's education and pay off his mortgage. Despite John's pressure, Ramon held on to his principles and refused to comply. Meanwhile, Tom anxiously waited at the hotel when Annie unexpectedly arrived. She mistook John and Ramon for Tom's old friends, as they had introduced themselves as such. John and Ramon did nothing to correct her assumption. Annie was excited to hear about Tom's plans to move into the house they had discussed and left to meet him at the hotel later. Simultaneously, Myers informed Baker about Tom's confession, prompting Baker to realize that no one had followed up on the case. John and Ramon, however, decided to hide the money in a secret location before returning to the hotel.
When Annie arrived, John and Ramon confirmed they had found the money. John, now determined to eliminate Tom to hide his tracks, planned to kill him. But as he prepared to act, Tom revealed that only $3 million had been recovered from the storage unit, with $6 million still missing. Just as John started questioning Tom about the remainder, Baker arrived at the scene, shocked to see John holding a gun. John, determined to conceal his plan, forced Ramon to let Baker in at gunpoint. A confrontation broke out, leading John to kill Baker. In an attempt to stop him, both Tom and John fell out of the window. Tom spotted Annie in shock and urged her to flee. The two managed to escape as John and Ramon fired at them, though they failed to stop their getaway. During the pursuit, John and Ramon realized that Tom had taken Ramon's gun, complicating their pursuit further. As the chaos unfolded, Annie demanded answers from Tom, and he promised to explain everything once they were safe. While they hid, Tom confessed the truth about his criminal past. He revealed that he had never killed anyone or used the stolen money. His life of crime started when his father was wrongfully fired and denied his pension by the company's corrupt CEO. Unable to cope with the loss and the death of his wife, Tom's father never pursued justice. Tom turned to robbery for revenge and excitement, but meeting Annie had caused him to rethink his actions. She was the reason he had not committed any robberies in the past year. Back at the hotel, Myers mourned Baker's death and swore to find the killer. Meanwhile, Tom warned Annie that she might be implicated in Baker's murder and urged her to leave town to avoid suspicion. John reported to Myers, accusing Tom of killing Baker and claiming there was nothing in the warehouse. Tom and Annie parted ways as she boarded a bus, with Tom promising they would meet again. Annie asked him to prove his innocence, and they shared a heartfelt goodbye. The next morning, Myers, John, and Ramon reviewed Tom's file, along with security footage that identified Annie. They discussed her recent divorce, and Myers directed them to locate Tom. Annie called Tom from the warehouse to inform him that the CCTV footage showed John and Ramon removing boxes from the storage unit. She had returned just in time to save the evidence from being erased. Tom told her to leave immediately and called 911, but ultimately decided to go to the storage facility himself. Just as Annie was about to leave her office, John arrived, demanding to know where Tom had hidden the remaining $6 million. When she tried to escape, John attacked her, searching for the memory card with the CCTV footage. Although she tried to defend herself, John knocked her unconscious. Ramon intervened, convincing John to leave before anyone discovered what had happened. Tom reached the storage facility, found Annie injured, and rushed her to the hospital before slipping away to avoid the police. In the car, he called the FBI again and reached out to Myers. Myers, overhearing the conversation between Tom and John, played along and pretended not to know about Annie. Curious, Myers decided to visit Annie at the hospital. Meanwhile, a local police officer spotted Tom and began pursuing him. John and Ramon, having tracked Tom's location, closed in. Tom parked his car in hiding, then reversed into John and Ramon's vehicle, trapping them. John opened fire, and Tom shot back. As the gunfight raged on, Myers spotted Tom and began chasing him. Tom set a trap for Myers, leading them into a physical struggle. During the fight, Tom accused John of guilt and revealed that John had attacked Annie. After disarming Myers, Tom refused to surrender, tossing Ramon's gun as proof and making his escape. That night, after staying in a hotel, Tom called the hospital to check on Annie's condition. He learned that she couldn't speak yet but was expected to recover. Meanwhile, John went to the hospital, intending to finish Annie off, but stopped when he saw Myers with her. The next morning, Myers confronted John, questioning his belief in Tom's story and pressing him about the stolen money. John tried to cover up the truth, but Myers remained suspicious, eventually returning Ramon's gun. John, determined to hide his involvement, went back to work while Ramon was overwhelmed with fear. That night, Tom followed Ramon home. Ramon's wife, sensing his stress, urged him to do the right thing. Holding on to his secrets, Ramon assured her that his actions were for their family. He asked her to remember this if anything happened to him. Suddenly, the sound of the garage door alerted Ramon. Tom disarmed him and demanded his help in clearing his name. Reluctant to be John's accomplice any longer, Ramon revealed that he had taken the warehouse's security footage without John's knowledge. He warned Tom that John planned to kill Annie and urged him to act fast. Tom hurried to the hospital, making sure Annie was safe before sneaking her out to his hotel room. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more movie recaps.